headline, a Pan-African activist champions transformative strategies for unity across Africa. Hello and welcome to BBC World, the voice of Pan-Africanism. With the news, I'm Tabitha John. Do stay with us. In a move aimed at boosting bilateral cooperation in the coffee industry, representatives from Mundo Coffee, a premium coffee brand founded by Dutch entrepreneurs, have announced plans to visit Ethiopia in the near future. The visit is intended to facilitate discussions with Ethiopian coffee exporters, focusing on technical aspects that will pave the way for mutually beneficial collaboration. According to a statement, a recent meeting was held between Ethiopian ambassador to Algeria, Mukhtar Mohammed, and Mundo Coffee officials at the ambassador's office. During the meeting, the company's representatives outlined their current import operations, which involve sourcing coffee from various countries, including Vietnam, Indonesia, Cote d'Ivoire, and Brazil, to cater to the Algerian market. Mundo Coffee officials also revealed that they currently import Ethiopian Arabica coffee from European countries, which is then supplied to the Algerian market. However, Ambassador Mohammed highlighted the potential benefits of importing coffee directly from Ethiopia, citing improved quality and cost advantages. The ambassador provided an overview of Ethiopia's coffee industry and emphasized the potential for Mundo Coffee to capitalize on the country's high-quality coffee production. Furthermore, Ambassador Mohammed addressed logistical concerns, outlining efficient transportation options that could facilitate the delivery of Ethiopian coffee to Algeria, despite their geographical distance between the two nations. The proposed partnership is expected to enhance the competitiveness of Ethiopian coffee in the global market, while also expanding Mundo Coffee's product offerings and reinforcing its position in the Algerian market. Details of the planned visit and subsequent collaboration are expected to be announced in the coming weeks. Ethiopia has the potential to emerge as a leading supplier of food crops in Africa and globally, provided it makes strategic investments and transitions towards a green, sustainable and productive economy, according to Ramiz Alakbarov, the UN resident and humanitarian coordinator in Addis Ababa. In a recent exclusive interview with Fana Media Corporation, Alakbarov emphasized Ethiopia's efforts to enhance food security and develop a resilient food system within the country. He praised Ethiopia's significant capabilities in agricultural production, stating, quote-unquote, Ethiopia not only has the capacity to provide for its own population, but can also contribute significantly at the continental level and become a global exporter of various food products. Furthermore, Alakbarov expressed optimism about the country's future, predicting that Ethiopia could evolve into one of the leading economies in the world over the next few decades. A Pan-African activist, Zimdina Abebe, has advocated for transformative strategies to promote African unity, emphasizing the importance of linguistic justice, cultural exchange, and grassroots engagement. Abebe stresses the necessity for African nations to champion collective self-determination and to assert their rightful ownership over their developmental processes. Goshu Meliso takes it from here.
During the colonial era, Africans stood together to fight for their freedom. Pan-Africanist and women's rights advocate Zimdina Abebe, echoing the voice of Africa's forefathers, calls on African countries to revive that spirit, this time to achieve true unity, development and self-reliance. Zimdina emphasized that adopting African languages in continental and regional engagements is a crucial step toward achieving the Pan-African spirit. She underscored the role of language and culture as essential instruments for African unity.
Moving from one African nation to the other is at the forefront of really achieving that Pan-African ideal, that Pan-African vision and spirit. The other thing for me is also linguistic justice I think we need to, as the African Union, as also the nation states, we can focus on, adopting African languages in the various engagements that we have, in the various continental engagements, in the various regional engagements. I think it's important to adopt and use African languages, because language and culture is one way of instrumentalizing the Pan-African vision.
Zimdana stressed the importance of regular cultural exchanges between Africa and EU, suggesting at least 2 engagements each year to foster and strengthen mutual understanding among nations.
The member states should commit and pledge to make sure that, at least twice a year, there's an exchange between African young people so that they can understand our similarities, our differences, and then also have important political discussions outside of the AU. I think that the African Union, the conversation, it's a closed door conversation amongst the heads of state, but these political conversations should also engage the public. And I think the nation states have, a hand in this, and they can shape how the conversations go, how a better Africa and a better future for Africa is achieved.
She further called for open political dialogues beyond closed-door summit and urged African nations to assert their collective vision in global engagements.
African heads of state, it could be through the economic blocs, or it could be like a broader conversation. But I think as Africa, we need to also assert our collective vision for our Africa and leverage this conversation with the rest of the world. In terms of, how we position ourselves, I think African states should position themselves as, the rightful owners of their own processes, and the countries have the right to self-determine. So I think collective decision, mobilizing the various countries, having a collective agenda, engaging the community, engaging the grassroots women, engaging the grassroots young people, and then also using art, music, which Africa is known for, to achieve some of this, sometimes tough conversations.
The Pan-Africanist highlights the power of grassroots mobilization, art and music in advancing Africa's agenda, while stressing the need for nations to take ownership and prioritize collective decision-making.
You're watching EBC, a reminder of the top story. A Pan-African activist champions transformative strategies for unity across Africa. That's all we had for now. I'm Tabitha Germany. Thanks for watching. Goodbye for now.